Greetings, fellow Predacons. Sound Blaster 1987 here, taking a break from my usual reviews of my 2019 TF Nation haul to bring you a 3-in-1 Halloween special review. So, as you can see, here we have Transmetal Tarantulas 1998 from the original Beast Wars line, Blackarachnia 2008 from the Transformers animated line, and Waspinator, the 2014 Generations remake with more cartoon-accurate proportions compared to the original figure. Now, for these three characters, I do not have the original first-year Beast Wars versions of the toys, but I do have these three figures here, as you can see for size comparison. Just put Blackarachnia and Waspinator off to one side for a moment. And we'll focus on Transmetal Tarantulas for the time being. This is the Transmetal upgrade of Tarantulas, which is a, partially chrome, more red, technological beast mode that turns into a more organic looking robot. Basically an inverse of what the usual Beast Wars play pattern was meant to be. As you can see, he is a gigantic techno-organic spider. He does have a degree of articulation in this mode with 8 ball-jointed, solid moulded spider legs. Not much articulation individually, mind you, due to the shape of the ball sockets, but you can get them individually raised for mid-crawl poses, although will not be quite so easy to balance like that. Now, like all Transmetal Deluxes, Tarantulas is in fact a triple changer, to turn him into a spider-themed motorcycle, bring down the front wheel like so, then extend and rotate the spinnerets assembly at the back and hinge it down to give the back wheel some clearance. Then what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to bring the spider legs out of the way like so, as best you possibly can. I prefer to display them out in the shape of Spider-Man's chest symbol personally, but this is a personal preference thing. Mileage may vary and all. You can't balance very well in this mode if you've not got the spider legs all straight down. And he doesn't really roll very well either, because of the surface friction on such thin tyres. And also because of the engineering for these two particular wheels for other things. So to transform Transmetal Tarantulas to robot mode, first, split the pedipalps to remove the front wheel, which we'll come back to. Then, split the back wheel in half. Which way does this go? Hang on. Split the back wheel in half. This is where the heat-sensitive faction symbol, or energon chip, as it was known in the Beast Wars series, is located. It's too cold in here to show it off, so give me a second. As expected, he has a Predacon. So, flip down the robot mode feet, rotate the shins 180 degrees to get the legs oriented properly. Then somersault all the remaining parts into place. Separating the legs from the spider face. Push the robot mode head up from behind to get it into position. Tab that in. Bring up the back wheel halves and get them into position. position. Then unfold the robot mode arms and hinge them forward to tap them into the shoulders. Hang on. This is a tricky procedure. Once you have the arms vaguely in place, you can then reposition the spider legs on his back as you wish, using the ball joints to reposition them. Like so. And here we have Transmetal Tarantulas in robot mode. I'll get to the comparisons once I've got Waspinator and Blackarachnia into robot mode in their parts of the review. Now, this figure is just over 21 years old at this point, but it is still pretty stable because of its solid joints. So, for articulation, the head is on a ball joint, although shoulder kibble kind of gets in the way of movement. Shoulders are ball jointed and have a limited degree of movement due to the panels on here that restrict the movement, and also these bits. Elbows hinge only, and the hands are stuck in this forward position that gives him a bicep curl look to him. Perfect for his maniacal laughter, as that's part of the personality of the character in the show. Nothing at the waist due to transformation, but he does have ball jointed hips and ball jointed knees, and a hinge on the foot. Also, this front wheel assembly from vehicle mode can attach into his hand and become a buzzsaw weapon for robot mode. Moving on, this is Transformers Animated Deluxe Blackarachnia from 2008. Again, I do not have the original, but that was just a repaint of the Tarantulas figure, but with a new head. As you can see, she is a techno-organic spider in purple, black and gold. And she has a string extending grapple gun attached to her underside to allow her to hang from things. Like so. However, due to the age of this figure, on my copy, the abdomen hinges are too loose to be able to hold her in this kind of position. This button here retracts the string. Blackarachnia has a bit of posability in alt mode because of the engineering of the transformation. These spider legs have either elbows or knees, I can't quite decide, which hinge to move in and out. That's part of one of the gimmicks of her robot mode, but still. She also has ball joints on the spider fangs, and the pedipalps are on a hinge as well. Because they become a robot mode arms, the third pair of spider legs have got ball jointed shoulder and knee action, even though they've got visible hands there. Bad choice, Hasbro. Then the rear most pair of legs has a ball jointed hip with an internal rotation and a hinge that goes both ways. So, to transform Blackarachnia, first bring the third pair of spider legs forward like so, and flip the pointed ends of the legs in to become the forearms, exposing the hands in the process. Then come to the underside, rotate the legs like so, flip the lower part of the leg, flip out the toe and leave it split like this to form a high heel. This was another bad design choice, Hasbro, because Blackarachnia can't balance like this. She needs a solid footprint. So, same on the other side. Then, open the panel on the abdomen, bring out the robot mode head, straighten out the torso, double hinge the abdomen onto the lower part of the back, spin the robot head round to the right position, bring the spider head up to create the chest plate, rotate the front two pairs of spider legs around and make them into a backpack, and ball joint the spider fangs purple parts inwards to fill out the waist joint. I forgot to warn you, these pop off very easily and can easily get lost in a busy toy chest full of other Transformers figures. Be warned. And here is animated Blackarachnia in robot mode. As I said, the split high heel thing makes her balance very unstable. Because the entire back half of her robot mode head, while still completely moulded, is just blank translucent red plastic. So she gets pretty good light piping when you've got a good enough source behind it. If you want, she can also flip out the points of her spider legs onto her forearms to become forearm mounted stinger blades or something. Not a documented feature, but still worth noting. As you can see, she's got a Decepticon symbol on her neck instead of a Predacon one. This is because she was originally an Autobot who got mutated by the organic venom of actual spiders while on an off-the-books mission with Optimus Prime several hundred years ago. In the cancelled concepts for Season 4 of Animated, Blackarachnia was supposed to basically found the Predacon faction alongside Waspinator and a few other mutants she experimented on along the way. She was even supposed to repaint herself into the black and gold striped Beast Wars colours to go further towards her source material accuracy. While this storyline never came across in the cartoon, as Transformers Prime took over from where Animated should have been, Blackarachnia's figure in this form was repainted and retooled into a more Beast Wars accurate style by the Takara Legends toy line. You'll have to see TJ Omega's video for that one. She can mount her grapple gun on the underside of her arm, like like so. Hang on. And it can also store on the port and the back of her neck. Like so. Articulation is a bit awkward for Blackarachnia because of her design. Her head is on a ball joint and on a hinge for transformation. The two front spider legs from alternate mode are now part of her backpack, so you can use the hinges to strike forward towards her prey, as is her superpower in the cartoon. Sinking these two spider legs into another transformer allows her to download a copy of their supernatural abilities, such as Optimus Prime's foam cannons or Grimlock's fire breath. Ball-jointed shoulders and elbows. Nothing at the wrist because the hands are just moulded onto the forearm. Waist rotation. Bit awkward because these fangs are in the way. Ball-jointed hips with internal rotation for further movement. Deep knee bend. Both ways if you count the transformation to beast mode. And a slight pin hinge on the foot to maintain balance with these blasted split heels. We have Waspinator from the Generations Thrilling 30 line, 2013 to 2014, for the 30th anniversary of the franchise. As you can see, he is an organic giant wasp, except with a few imperfections such as giant gaps and exposed arms, and the back of his robot head is visible through the disjointed neck of the wasp mode. But at least his proportions are more in line with the cartoon model than the original figure. And, like the animated Waspinator figure, which I sadly don't own yet, he has a wing flapping gimmick on his back. So, to transform Waspinator, push these shoulder pieces inwards to split the wasp head in half, revealing the lava-shaped chest detailing in the middle. Then, unpeg the arms, and use the mushroom peg to flip the rear pairs of wasp legs to the back out of the way. Same on the other side. Unpeg and split the robot feet and disconnect these legs from here. Use these super stiff and dangerous ball joints to move the front pair of wasp legs onto the sides of the shins out of the way so they don't get broken off. Extend the heel spurs. Then hinge back the wasp abdomen. Then use this ball joint on a pin hinge to rotate the waist assembly like so, and tab it into place at the bottom of the core torso, straightening the legs as you do so. Then bring the wasp head down and accordion it into place so that the arms are in the right position as well. Tab the wasp head in here, and finally rotate the robot head. Readjusting the wings may help at times if need be. And here we have Waspinator in robot mode. As you can see, very accurate to the proportions of the animation model, although the paint is still not quite right. You'll have to get the second version of the Takara Legends release of this figure for the more cartoon accurate design. Although the BotCon 2015 I think it was, Army Builder set does feature the Warrior Mudfighter I think it was, drone, which is of the colours of the Shattered Glass Waspinator from Fun Publications comic books. Articulation on Waspinator is excellent for a Generations Deluxe. Ball jointed head, which, true to form, can come off if you aren't careful. Oh dear. Ball jointed shoulders and elbows. Wrist swivel, bit stiff on my copy. Wasp blades can also mushroom peg swivel out of the way if need be. The wings are on ball joints as well as geared to flap so that they can be repositioned where needed. Ball jointed heads with internal rotation for further movement. Not much needs to be honest because of the way the transformation works. He has more knee bend going the wrong way for transformation, so actual knee bend for robot mode is kind of on the wayside. And a little bit of foot tilting as well, just up and down, no side to side I'm afraid on this one. The stinger can be removed from the tail and unfolded and put in his hand to replicate the gun he used in the cartoon, which fired stinger missiles. Again, Waspinator has a translucent block of plastic at the back of his head to allow for light piping, although it's probably not well lit enough in here to show that off. Finally, for comparison, Transmetal Tarantulas. And animated Blackarachnia once more. That just about wraps up my 3-in-1 Halloween review. I have been Soundblaster1987, and next week I will continue and finally conclude my TF Nation haul with Armada Optimus Prime, and the week after completing it once and for all with Cybertron Optimus Prime. Till all are one.